Hello, testing. This is just checking the footage. How's it look? Does it look good? Alright. Hello everyone, this is Daniel Sura and welcome back to Breaking Into Bollywood. So before I start this episode, wow, what a strange week it's been. In the space of 2 days, this industry has lost two great actors, two great performers, Mr. Irfan Khan and Mr. Rajit Kapur. Those guys, they were legends. They've left a big void. God bless their family, give them strength in this sad time. And yeah, thank you for the movies. I gotta say, what the fish is growing on my face. This beard is just looking too unmanageable now. I think by the time this lockdown is over, I'm gonna end up looking like Gandalf. Bloody hell. So if you saw the last episode, I shared with you how I got my first paid gig in Mumbai and how my experience was like shooting for the first time here. As soon as I got my first paid gig, it's like the floodgates opened. I got another ad for Alliance Mobile.
Come on, just a little bit more, just a little bit more, move faster.
I shot another promo for UTV. All the work, all the contacts I made was through my own hard work. I didn't have a godfather in the industry. Networking, connecting with people, asking for advice will never ever go in vain. And see, there's a fine line between networking and kissing ass. If you go into someone and go, sir, please, mujhe kaam dilwa do, mujhe kaam chahiye, that's like desperation and it's pretty much kissing ass. But if you go to somebody and say, hey, my name's Danny Sura, I'm a professional actor based here in Mumbai. If there's any auditions happening, please let me know and I'll gladly share my profile with you. And yeah, let's stay in touch. Thanks for your time. See the difference? Huh? So here's an example of how networking and getting advice really helped me. Since a lot of my acting experience was from working on the stage, I thought to myself, now that I'm here in Mumbai, why not touch base with Mumbai theatre companies that specialise in putting on English plays? So I went back to Prithvi Theatre and I spoke to the manager there, Mr. Lillete Dubey. And I was upfront, I just said to him that, hey, I'm looking to join a theatre group here. Is there any advice you can give me? Can you give me some leads? And he said to me that, look, Prithvi Theatre, they don't have their own theatre groups, but here's a couple of companies that you can contact. So one was Rage Productions, which is ran by Mr. Rajit Kapur, and the other one was the Primetime Theatre Company, ran by the gorgeous, the beautiful Miss Lillete Dubey. Sorry about that. I think I just kind of dozed off. I got in touch with the Rage Productions first. Well, I'm off today to a theatre production that specialises in putting on English plays. It's called Rage Productions, and I'm actually speaking to one of its co-founders, Mr. Rajit Kapur. Okay, just had a very productive meeting with Rajit Kapur. For God's sake, it's not Rajit Kapur, you idiot. It's Rajit Kapur. Khota. Actually went really well. So turns out he's got family that lives in Solihull, where I live. So that was good, something common between us. So yeah, after that meeting, I saw Yash Raj Studios for the first time. Okay, so just quickly show you guys Yash Raj Studios, the company that's made films like Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge and all that. So that's there. That's the main office, and hopefully one day you'll see me in one of their films. So then I got in touch with the Primetime Theatre Company. I spoke to Mr. Lillete Dubey's personal assistant, and she just said, yeah, drop me an email with all your stuff, your pictures and your experience, and we'll get back to you. And yeah, after a couple of months, I received the phone call. I was invited to an audition. I got there and I didn't know anything about the play that she was casting for. So I get there and yeah, I'm a bit nervous and all that, and she greets me warmly. I sit down and there's another actor there who's reading for the same part. And now the play that she was casting for was an adaptation of Tracy Letts Pulitzer Award winning play August Osage County. Now they made that into a film with Julia Roberts, Meryl Streep. So this other person that was there, he saw the play in New York on Broadway. and Mr. Dubey, she like watched it about 20 times herself. So they were like proper engaged and talking about this play in depth. And I was like, what the hell, August Osage County? I never even heard of it before, man. So this is how the conversation was going between this guy and Lillete Dubey. Yes, Mrs. Dubey, the play was fantastic. I watched it in New York on Broadway. And Tracy Letts, oh my God, what a fantastic writer. What writing, what characters. I really resonate with the themes of the play, It's like God had written on the page and then it somehow was translated onto the stage. Fantastic. So when my man started to read the lines, he sounded like RoboCop. Mom, I'm so sorry. I missed his funeral. Now look, I'm not making fun of his English or anything like that. He spoke fantastic English, better English than me anyway. But the delivery of lines was exactly like that, really slow in like a robot voice. But as soon as I heard him, I thought, if it's just between me and this gentleman, I know I've got the part. Because I know I'm not going to be delivering the lines in that way. Mom, I'm so sorry. I missed his funeral. So after a couple of weeks, this happened. Well, finally it's caught up with me. I've got the Delhi belly as well. So I had some biryani and some dodgy chicken last night and I'm feeling the effects today. No, not the Delhi belly, this. Lillete Dubey, who's an actress that I mentioned on my blog, she called me up yesterday and they basically offered me a role in a stage play that they're going to be putting on at the end of this year. So fast forward a couple of weeks and I turned up at Miss Lillete Dubey's place for the first read through with the entire cast, and I was shocked, surprised and in awe. I had no idea who all were going to be acting in this play. In walks in Suchitra Pillai, Sandhya Mridul, Mita Vashisht, and then Kitu Gidwani after her, Mr. Spock. Oh, sorry, that wasn't Mr. Spock. That was my very, very dear friend, Denzil Smith. So the read-through went fantastic. I had such a great time meeting these established actors and I was really looking forward to learning from them. So yeah, August Osage County, we started that play in 2011 and my association with Primetime Theatre is still ongoing. I've done many more plays with Miss Lillete Dubey. One's called Gohar, one was a children's play called The Dancing Donkey, and like we've toured everywhere. So this is day one of our performance, so we're travelling to Delhi. Okay, 20th of October, off to Bangalore. And we're off to do the August Osage County tour in Punjab, going to South India to a place called Kochi. We've been abroad. This is fantastic. And the thing about working in a theatre group, the bonds that you create with your fellow cast members, have a look for yourself.
Take a picture.
This is Mita, my little actress. You guys all recognise her from England. And she's Punjabi as well. Say some Punjabi.
I hope this is actually being recorded because actually Danny has phoned me and he doesn't even know he's phoned.
Yeah, and the thing is,
so I'm talking to you as well as to him on this phone.
You're fully to film me, man. You're fully filming.
Listen to his voice.
No, please. Yeah.
Anyway,
Say something nice to ladies.
Hello, ladies. How are you?
she's late for everything.
Okay, Maneesh has got a cramp in his testicles. So basically he's just trying to loosen the stiff muscles between his loins.
हंसने का हंसाने का ये जीवन ये दुनिया सपने हैं दीवाने का.
अच्छा देखिए, मैं आपको हग करने के लिए आपको हग और बाथरूम में हग.
By working with Primetime, not only has my professional life been enriched, but my personal life has been enriched also. So why don't we hear from the legend herself, Miss Lillete Dubey, about her thoughts when she first met me and how our collaboration has been so far.
Danny had freshly arrived from England. Of course, he'd had some training there in films, in theatre, and he also has a degree in psychology, which always is a big gift to an actor. It's a tool that informs his acting, and Danny uses that well. So he came to audition for a play called August Osage County, in which I had a role which was not a very large role, but it was a very important role and a complex role. And so Danny brought his training and his own background in psychology to tackle this role, and he was very disciplined, very committed, very hardworking. These are the hallmarks of him as an actor, actually. And he did a marvelous job of it. And after that, I cast him in 2 other plays, a play called Gohar and a play called Dancing Donkey. It was children's play. And he did 2 completely different characters in both these plays. And he did them beautifully. So the other very nice thing about Danny, which I have to say, is that Danny is also a very caring, a very considerate and a very loving person, affectionate person, off stage as well. I think he left his family in England, and therefore whenever he's in a project, he really treats everyone around him, his cast, his crew, as family. And that's a very endearing quality about him. I want to only say that I wish him all success in all his future endeavors. I'm sure he'll shine in all the fields that he dreams of being in. This is for you, Danny. I'm wishing you all the very best.
Oh, Suchi wanted to add her 2 pence in as well. Okay, Suchi, go for it.
Well, here I am, Suchitra Pillai, and I'm here to talk about Danny Sura. Danny Sura, who I kind of call Khushbire. He loves it when I call him that. I met thanks to Lillete Dubey when we were doing a play, Osage County, together. And the first thing that I was told was that I had to do an on-stage kiss with this boy. I was like, theek thaak hai, why not? So that's how it all began. That kind of broke the ice, and Danny's been a whole bunch of fun whenever we were at rehearsals, and I used to make fun of his accent, and because I stayed in England for 7 years, so I'd try and copy his accent when we were rehearsing. But it's always been really nice to share the stage with Danny. A very cooperative actor, somebody who knows how to enhance the other person's acting as well, and who's always open to suggestions. So he leaves his ego behind when he comes onto that stage, and that's what's fabulous about Danny. And I wish him all the very best, always.
Khushbire! Maneesh, Kake, you too. Go for it, man.
Hello, Kake. Meri jaan, kya haal chal hai? I'm really liking this whole concept which you are doing, breaking into Bollywood. और मुझे हमेशा से ये line बहुत अच्छी लगी, breaking into Bollywood. And I still remember our first meeting, in which I actually thought like, who the fuck this guy, like, who has come from England, and it's just like another actor who has these, false ambitions and all that. But of course I was wrong, and I'm happy that I was wrong. That I'm happy to know that you are quite serious about your ambitions, and you are quite hardworking. And I also remember what you thought about me. You thought that I'm a this arrogant NSD actor who doesn't want to speak to anyone. I was just being with myself. But to be very honest, that was my first English play. You know that very well. And I was just too engrossed in myself, trying to make sense of all that English which was in the script for my character. But but that's quite funny actually, how we perceived each other in our first meeting. But now, of course, we know who we are and what we are to each other.
Now this is purely for the views. I want more subscribers. So Rajeev, take it away.
So Danny, where to start, man? I first met Danny during, I think it was back in 2011 or 12, either or. I remember he was doing a play called Osage County, and he was playing this very brilliant part of Junior, and he was doing it very well. And I think for some reason he was busy on one of those show dates. So Lillete ma'am asked me to stand in for him, and I remember discussing things with him. That was the first time. Obviously, I knew of him, but that was the first time we interacted, and he gave me some tips and some notes as to how he saw the character. And since then, slowly but steadily over the years, we worked together. We worked together in a play called Gohar. We've travelled. Oh boy, it brings back so many memories. But we've travelled India, we've travelled the world, we've shared hotel rooms. We've done some crazy, as in we've taken part in a kids play together as well, which was absolutely hilarious, and I would never have wanted any other partner but Danny. I mean, as an actor, he brings a nice charm, a nice spontaneity, and a nice endearing quality to all the characters he plays. And what I like most about him is that he's a very genuine person, which is very difficult to find, and he's all heart. And pray that he does all he can to explore his fullest potential. Way to go, Danny. I am grateful to be your friend. I'm grateful to be a co-actor, and here's wishing you all the best, and I shall see you when I see you.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you all for your lovely comments. It's been a pleasure working with you all, and hope we work together in not only these plays but other stuff as well in the future. Pardon the continuity error with the costume change, but I forgot to record this bit. Just as when I did my first ad, like the floodgates opened for me to do many more commercials, it's the same with theatre. Not only have I worked with Primetime Theatre Company, but I've also worked with Ikigai & Co. in a play called Garema. I've also worked with Kitu Gidwani Productions in a play called Good Morning. Theatre is the best medium. Working on stage, performing in front of a live audience, it's something that you cannot beat. And unlike film and TV, if you make a mistake on stage, you just gotta roll with it, improvise, and get yourself out of that mess. Thank you for watching this episode. Please do subscribe to my channel. Please do spread the word. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll answer them for you. As always, I'm going to leave my social media handles, so do connect with me on Instagram and Twitter. So the next episode, I'm going to be talking about how I landed my first film role. Stay tuned. This is Danny Sura and you're watching Breaking Into Bollywood.